Working. Hello, back again with my 3-monthly update. Actually, I'm going to flip the screen down. We still going? We're still going. I'll flip the screen down and look in the doofy now. That's better. 3 months ago I did my last update, so I thought I'd better do one. He bumbled and blithered. What have I done? Okay, let's look at the vehicle. I 5-linked the back axle. So I built all this and these plates and so on, and that's connected to the top of the axle down there. You can sort of see it, the plates and stuff. And I also put on a cross link, which goes across over there. And that bolts into that assembly down there. So we've got 2 bars stopping the axle rotating, 1 bar stopping it going from side to side. So in theory, this should make it a great deal more secure and safe and grippy and less bouncy and trampy, which is not good. Nobody wants trampy. Okay, what else have I done? The seat. I've upholstered the seat, as you can see. This turned out not too badly. I did 1 seam down here and 1 on the other side, then various seams down in the corners where I had a lot of leather to get rid of. And I did this on a free sewing machine I got from Freegal, and with a bit of adaptation it actually managed to sew through leather, which I was very pleased with. God knows how long it lasts. That doesn't look very good. Looks like I missed a bit there. I might have to do that by hand. But it looks a lot smarter. And I also did the seat belts. So you can see the seat belt bar back there. And the belts go up at 45 degrees or less. Go through these little holes in the doofy backboard here. And outside link goes to the chassis bolt, holds the seat in. Inside link goes to the gearbox mount. So that's all good. What else have I done? Seat belt, steering wheels. Steering wheels. Oh, I might as well talk about steering wheel. I wanted to make the steering wheel detachable, so I made up all this Boss gubbins here. Turned that up on the lathe. That's the steering wheel detachable Boss gizmo. And I found a flat steering wheel because moving all this out would have meant the dished steering wheel, which is over there, would have been far too close to the driver. So now, let's see if I can just put that there. Will that show? Yeah, that'll show. I can do that. It's easier to get in and out, and if I ever pile it up and get trapped under the wheel, it'll be easy to get the thing out, get me out of it. What else? Mudguards. Oh, hello. Who's this coming over here? Hello, my little snuggly buddy. What's going on? What's going on, my little snooklet? I know. I know. Time for your supper? Not quite. Got 25 minutes to go, you chunky chunker. Mudguards. Oh, not much light in here, is there? Oh, hello. I see you, yeah. You looking at me? So I don't know if you can see a lot here, but I made up this plate down here and this plate up here, and they bolt onto the various suspension components. And then these struts are old single-seater racing suspension wishbones, and I made this curve by slotting it up the inside and then bending it in the vise and then welding up the slots, and then I've welded it onto the top here, and amazingly it's quite rigid. So I'm very happy with how those turned out. Those thrill me no end, don't they, Theo? They do. And I'm also, I don't know if you can see, but I've also flared out this edge here. What's this, Theo? What's that? I see you. You purring at me. I've flared out this edge so that if the wheel grows, due to centrifugal, centripetal, or whatever it's called, force, there's less chance of it digging in and flinging my mudguard off into the oncoming traffic, which would be miserable for everybody concerned. So not only have I done the front ones, I've done the back ones. These were a bit more challenging because I had very little space both sides. Well, this side there's more space, the other side, as you can see, it's eine Titan fitten. So when the axle swings, it may be that it's going to catch on that exhaust. If it does, I might have to dink the exhaust in a bit, but time will tell. But I want them to be as tight as possible. That's what she said, or he said. And they're not bad. I've still got to flare this edge here so this one doesn't dig in. Welding turned out rather well, which came as big a surprise to me as it did to anybody else who knows my welding. But I've changed to 0.8 wire. And yeah, tolerable. These ones are a little bit more flexy, but I think they're going to be alright. What else? So that's the 5-link. Let's come back to me. It's all about me. That's the 5-link. The mudguards, the steering wheel, the seat belts, the seat. New face on the rev counter, made by Gary the Wonderful. Which I have to say, I think it's just sex on a stick. So I'm HAPPY with that. And then for the last couple of days, I've been working on this epoxy electrical boot removing disconnecty doofy, which, as you can tell from the general garage related chaos, considering this is normally tidy, you can see that I've been completely possessed by the demon of I will get this bloody thing to work. So the little peg pops into this slot here. There's a little peg I made on the lathe. Fair enough, you might say. Well, originally I had it so the peg pointed that way, and this was all tucked away nicely on the back here. The problem with that was, as this swung, as the lid swung down, these points here caught either side of this before they got past it. So I turned it all around. Unfortunately, totally fluke-tastically, it's all central still. And then the real fun started, where if I had it catching, then when you press the button, it wouldn't open because the boot's so heavy. There was no chance. So I thought, what am I going to do about this? So I tried putting, I'll go back to the victim. I tried putting springs on here, and all that did was make it bow in the middle, so when it was shut, you got a gap down the edge. Didn't look good. And I tried putting springs at the back, behind the hinge there. That just made the back distort because the hinges are so movable and I can't remember what the word is, but it just pushed the whole back of the boot lid up. So then I thought, okay, well how about, there's a spring that makes this catch open when the electrical current clicks. It pops open. So I thought, well, let's try and amplify that spring. So I cut all this apart, made this spring out of an old spring, fixed it on over here, and I'm going to demonstrate. Hopefully that's looking in roughly the right place. Okay, that's closed. What's just here? And that's open. The only downside is we've got a little bit of play. So the thing might chatter away up and down like a nutter, like a mouth. As I'm driving along, it might look like a hungry marine mammal. As Veronica called it, the orca killer tail. However, if it does do that, then I'll just put some leather straps at the back here and say stuff it, because I can't be doing with it no more. At least it's secure. I can have a little push button hidden away, and that'll open the boot. So then it's onto the bonnet, which is off being, hopefully the grooves across the bonnet where the two halves joined are being welded together. And, well, not welded together, but the groove is being filled in a bit so it's easier to smooth. And then it's wiring. And once the bonnet's held down and the wiring is done, then it's viable for it to go for its MOT, which is quite exciting really. So I hope I've got everything in there. Don't think I've forgotten anything. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give me a like. Thank you for those who have subscribed. That warms the cockles of my heart. And I'll be back in hopefully a little bit earlier than another 3 months with my maiden voyage maybe. Bye for now.